Welcome to Dope Bets. Week 5 is loaded with big matchups, and I've broken down the edges you need to know before locking in your bets. If you're rocking with me, make sure to hit that like button, drop a comment with your picks, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the action every week. Let's dive into the slate.
Oh, here we go again.
Game 1, we'll have UCF versus Kansas State. UCF can cover or upset if they establish the run and let Taven Jackson's mobility create big plays. Their top 20 defense and elite red zone unit match up well against K-State's weak offense. Control the clock, force turnovers, and cut down penalties. That's UCF's formula to finally win in Manhattan. Game 2, we'll have Texas A&M versus Auburn. Texas A&M enters Week 5 at 3-0, favored by 7.5 at home against Auburn, and looking for revenge after last year's 4 overtime loss. The Aggies will lean on their rushing attack and quarterback Marcel Reed's mobility. Though Auburn's defense has been one of the best in the country at stopping the run, A&M gets the edge with home field, an extra week of rest, and Mike Elko's defensive game planning. If they can grind out yards and keep Auburn off balance, they have the tools to cover at Cal Field. Game 3, we'll have Ohio State versus Washington. Ohio State, the nation's #1 team, goes on the road for the first time at Washington as a 9.5-point favorite. To cover, the Buckeyes must win up front, protect their quarterback, and let Jeremiah Smith attack a shaky Husky secondary. Their elite defense, led by Caleb Downs, must contain dual-threat quarterback Demon Williams Jr. The long trip and tough environment are challenges, but if Ohio State plays clean and leans on its strength, they have the edge to cover in Seattle. Game 4, we'll have LSU versus Ole Miss. LSU, ranked number 4, heads to Oxford as a slight favorite in a tough SEC matchup with Ole Miss. To win, quarterback Garrett Nussmeier must keep the offense rolling in a hostile road environment. Defensively, LSU's front needs to pressure Trinidad Chambliss and contain a rebel rushing attack averaging nearly 176 yards a game. Winning the turnover battle and avoiding costly penalties will be critical. If LSU stays disciplined and plays to its strengths, they have the tools to escape Oxford with a win. Game 5, we'll have Iowa versus Indiana. Iowa enters Week 5 as a 7-point home underdog against undefeated Indiana. For the Hawkeyes to cover, they'll need to lean on their trademark defense and special teams, which have consistently held opponents under 400 yards and kept scores low. Establishing the run game will be key to controlling the tempo, while transfer quarterback Mark Gronowski adds balance if he protects the ball. Playing at Kinnick Stadium gives Iowa an added boost. If they keep the game disciplined and low scoring, they can cover the spread against the Hoosiers. And finally, Game 6, we'll have Penn State versus Oregon. Penn State, a slight favorite, hosts Oregon in a Week 5 whiteout showdown at Beaver Stadium. To cover, the Nittany Lions must establish the run behind their veteran backs and control the clock to limit Dante Moore's chances. Their defense and pass rush will be key to pressuring Moore and preventing Oregon's explosive plays. Quarterback Drew Aller needs to play clean and consistent football, and if the offensive line holds up, Penn State has the formula to cover at home. And that's all my picks for you this week. So here's a quick recap of our picks for college football Week 5. UCF to cover against Kansas State, Texas A&M to cover against Auburn, Ohio State to cover against Washington, LSU to win against Ole Miss, Iowa to cover against Indiana, Penn State to cover against Oregon. If you're riding with these plays, let me know in the comments and smash that like button if this helped you out. Don't forget to subscribe to Dope Bets for more breakdowns, betting edges, and weekly picks all season long. Good luck this Saturday. Let's cash some tickets.